Hey yeah, it's me, LanousDs with Divinshield Entertainment, bringing you Lanous working on her PC. So this is, my PC had it's a brand new one. We got it off of eBay. It's a used office computer, and we got everything installed, had tested it out, and we only put in a small 60 gig hard drive in it, so that's not nearly enough space for any of the games that we play or for Steam. So we are installing, I'm putting in, I have two 500 gig hard drives that I'm going to be adding into my PC. So you guys are going to watch me do it for the first time, because usually Xace does this part and I just watch. So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to, this was one that we had in here that we were trying to copy stuff over to, but for whatever reason, every time we did it, it would just get corrupted, so it's just going to be removed and taken out.
Just so y'all know, what she actually meant by that is we attempted to clone the 60 gig disk and export it or move it over to a 240 gig SSD. However, in the process, it kept saying that files were being corrupted. So we decided we would just blow it away. She's already got the 240 gig hard drive in there. She just has to go ahead and hook up the power connections and data connections and plug some other stuff in. That currently is not in there. What's your question?
Would it be, it's probably going to be easier to put the other two in there first, right? Before I connect cables?
Probably.
Okay. So let me move cables out of the way, and the first one shall go in. Oops. You can see here.
She doesn't ever do this. Normally I do this and she watches. I'm like, hey, you know what? We're going to have you do this.
Yeah, so please be kind in comments, as, yeah, first time ever.
Oh, there you go. You got the first one. Okay. She has put the hard drive cage in the computer.
Okay, so now I shall put my other hard drive into the cage. Make sure I get the correct way. And line pieces up. Yay.
It's popped in there securely.
Yep. It's not going anywhere. And that goes in much better when you know how you actually put it in there.
Okay, so yay, she has got two 500 gig hard drives in there. She's going to use for spare media files.
Yep. Okay, so now hooking up the power.
So why was your 60 gig hard drive too small for you?
Because we play Crowfall and Dungeon Defenders, and we have tons of other Steam games, Left 4 Dead. A
60 gig hard drive just doesn't do that.
It will not hold anything.
We'd used the 60 gig hard drive because we were just wanting to test out this computer that we picked off of eBay and built it, and it worked. It was good, ran fine, mined a little bit fine. She just needed hard drive space though, so we didn't want to leave the little 60 gig hard drive that in there only had about 16 gigs open space, and once you do Windows patches and stuff like that over time, that would end up being eaten up. She'd have like no space on there.
Yeah, it was really kind of on the sad side when we looked at it today. It was like, yeah, we need to get that taken care of. So I have all the power connected.
Okay, so go ahead and hook up your SSD to the data cable. Say the data cable.
First one. So for cable management, which one should I put in first?
Go ahead and do the one that you have on the far right. That's the lower tiered
right
one.
Or your right?
The one you're holding in your right hand.
Okay. To the lowest?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
That is not secure.
No, not at all. It's like I don't want to force it too hard, but I'm like, it didn't feel like it was giving it all. Okay, for future reference, we need a lamp in here. Because right now I don't have my flashlight holder, since I'm usually the flashlight holder when we do stuff.
Wait, is the bottom of that tray blocking you from putting that?
It might be
SATA drive,
you know
that
what?
SATA
That's
data
very
cable in?
possible. I think it had shifted when I put in the first one.
Okay, folks, I think we're going to pause this because I think she needs a different part. Just a moment, we're pausing. Pausing.
Hey guys, so we found the cable that I'm needing for my hard drive here. So I'm gonna disconnect this cable right here. Oops. There we go. Okay, and it doesn't matter which side you plug in because they're both the same side. So just make sure you have them lined up properly though first, because that's really important so you don't damage your computer. Okay, that side's in.
Also make sure when you're touching stuff you hold the case first before you touch whatever.
Otherwise,
just help
you
ground
can
yourself to it.
Shock your
or at least
PC
balance yourself with it.
Potentially fry everything there. Again, not good or healthy for your PC. Okay, so that one is now connected in.
Yeah, you'll be good here because it'll have enough to be able to bend over there just fine.
Okay. So now
the other two, those ones you can just have off to the side right now. We won't plug those ones in until after you get your operating system installed on the first drive.
Yep. So
you can just move those out of the way, it's fine.
Back there. And one thing that you guys can't see is I am constantly touching the side of my case, either with my knees or my hands or forearms, just to make sure, like Exie said, I'm not going to potentially shock anything in here, because that would be really bad and make me cry because it would take forever to get the parts back. Also, you can buy a wrist thing. I forget what they're called, but it's
ESD
like
strap.
There you go, ESD strap. It's like a bracelet, but then it has a clip that you attach to your PC, and then it gives you potentially makes you more free when you're working with them. But I find that it kind of gets annoying because depending on how you're needing to move, or if you forget you're connected to your PC, and you're having to grab something like across the room, it can potentially be bad, as you almost pull your PC off of the table. Not a good thing. Can potentially be really bad. So we just usually make sure we're constantly in contact with our PC. Like I said, we've used them before in the past, but we find them more cumbersome than helpful. So it's really personal choice.
We also live in a very humid climate, which reduces the chance of having electrostatic discharge in the first place. So since we live in a very humid climate, ESD chances are less likely, but it still is a possibility. And so typically just making sure that you are contacting the metal of the case constantly when you're touching stuff is pretty decent. Yeah. So. Okay, so you have your main hard drive, your main SSD plugged in. It's got data connection to it. It's got its power connection to it. You've got all the extra ones plugged in there for later. Yep. That's pretty much all you need to do for this before we plug it in and install the new operating system.
Okay. So I'm going to plug in my power supply. Oh, that's right. It's on the timer. Totally forgot about that. Yeah, guys, my PC automatically turned on because we have it set for a timer because we have a special program that we do for our electricity that during 2 to 7 it's more expensive, but then the rest of the time your watts are much cheaper. And because my PC and several of our other PCs are used for mining, we have it set automatically that it comes on and starts mining during the times that we have cheaper electricity. So that's why it automatically turned on like that.
And so y'all know, Lanous has a EVGA GeForce GTX 1060 3 gigabyte card, sorry, in her computer.
Yes, because Xeus is awesome, and he got it for me. Okay. Just plugged in. Oh, the card's probably gonna freak out, huh? Because we just plugged that in. Okay, so.
Why don't you go ahead and just kind of stand it up?
Oh, yeah. Probably be better.
That way it's not taking up as much floor space, and then you can plug it into the monitor. And we'll probably have to turn it back off.
Which monitor are you wanting me to plug it into?
Why don't you plug it into the Acer?
Acer? Okay.
Shouldn't plug it in on the one on the left. Yep, that one right there, center stage.
The temperamental turn-on one.
Yes, it's a temperamental monitor. It is one that was meant for NVIDIA 3D vision, and its overall was a good monitor, but the power button, if you turn it off, it takes forever to try to click it just the right way to turn the power button back on.
It literally has a temper tantrum and takes like a minute to come back up, and that's not an exaggeration, it takes forever.
So we never use the power button. We let the power settings kick in and disable the screen when it's not needing to be used.
There we go.
I totally forgot that had HDMI connections on the side of it.
Really?
Yes, I did.
I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, there we go.
But there's definitely HDMI connections on the side there.
I was like, yeah.
I was thinking, like, what is she reaching for? I'm like, oh, there's plugs there.
That's funny.
Yep.
Okay, so
I never used those.
that's already turn that back on and not blind myself in the process. And you did bring the keyboard.
Yep. Lanous' keyboard.
Well,
it's not a fancy keyboard. It's technically a cheap yard sale keyboard.
Well, my keyboard keeps getting stolen out of my room because we were short a keyboard and the two computers that we have in the other room were needing a keyboard. So, yeah, I'm currently having to share this one with these two.
What do we go ahead and install today, though, to fix that?
Oh, we installed the, oh, what is it? The
Ultra VNC.
Yes, Ultra VNC, which is really awesome. I got to install it on, what, 4 of the computers today?
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. Especially when you daisy chain them all to be looking at the other one. That was fun. Okay. Just use my fingerprints here. Yay, it comes up.
Yep, it's not that one though. That's the other one. You're gonna have to change the input.
Oh. Yeah,
but
that's right.
you also need to plug in the flash drive with the installer.
Yes.
That doesn't have the installer on that one.
Oh, the smaller one.
Yes.
Right.
There we go. That one's the important one.
Yes, this itty bitty one that you have to be really careful when you remove it because there's, as you can see, not a whole lot to actually grab onto. And Xeus actually flung it across the room one time. It's kind of hilarious because I'm like, what the heck did you just do? And he's like, help me find it. I'm not sure where it went.
It held in there really, really well. Once it finally broke free, it had to fly. It said, let me soar. I have dreams. I want to reach the stars, or at least the other end of the room.
Yeah, of course, then I had to give him a hard time because he's throwing computer pieces all over. Okay, so that should be in there now. And this one's yours. Show me how to switch it because I've not actually had to change your interface on there.
Okay, see the buttons there on the bottom?
Actually buttons?
Yeah, the little lights.
Just lights.
There's lights because they're buttons. You should be able to click
Okay.
on one of the buttons. It should bring up a menu.
Cool beans.
Okay, right now it says auto. Or input? Yeah, input. Click on input. No, you need to push the button though.
Yours isn't touch screen.
There you go.
That should be.
No, it's not a touchscreen. It would have been it would have been a far more expensive
I wasn't certain because I've not used it. Okay.
NVIDIA 3D Vision if it
I think that one's one. Hold on. I can't see. Enough light in here. Could it be doing the weird thing?
It's actually turned off at the moment.
Wait, it turned itself off?
Yes, it's turned off. You need to turn it back on.
Oh, I know why. Okay, so my computer does this really weird thing. I have no idea why, and I keep meaning to talk to Xace about it. But for whatever reason, when you plug in the video cable into my graphics card, when it's turned on, it messes with the timer and it will turn itself off or on, depending on if it's on or off when you plug it in.
LanousDs, that is what we call a special feature.
Okay.
It was an Easter egg. You had to discover that feature.
Yeah, I totally kept forgetting to tell you about it. And that was like, too, it was annoying the heck out of me because for like a week straight when you had stolen my cable, it jacked it up so it kept turning on during the times it was supposed to be off and off during the times it was supposed to be on. It was really annoying. Whoa. Helps
Gravity,
not.
it's real.
Well, it helps to not step on your own skirt. Yeah.
Let's try that input change now.
Okay. Please, come up. Because you're on now. You said you were one. There we go.
There we go.
Yay.
Progress.
Again, be kind in the comments. Okay. That's in my way. Okay, US, English. Next. Installing now.
Yes, you're installing now. She's installing now, folks. Let's see if she can beat the level.
Woo woo.
I think this level is like one of those like autoplay games where you click just play and it goes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
You need to operate that mouse. It's not going to do it by itself. It's not that auto.
I'm sorry, I was getting you a drink of water and making sure it wasn't near any of the PCs. Because water near PC is not cool. Okay.
Yep.
Accepting all of the lovely script that's there. Okay.
Your custom
we
install.
Do the custom.
Yep. And you're going to wipe everything that is on here because this was from the clone that failed. So
Okay.
select each one of them and delete.
Okay. Click OK.
That way we have nothing but unallocated space.
Yes. Because we like that.
Yay,
Excuse me.
unallocated space. So now you're going to go ahead and click new.
New.
Yep, new. Because we need
There we
to
go.
provision
Yeah.
it. Okay, and it picked all the space, so just click apply. Yep, you can go ahead and click OK. It's going to create the system drive on there. It needs partitions. Okay, so those are all the brand new partitions. Now you can click next. And now it's installing. So we will pause here, people, because there's nothing for you to watch other than a copying Windows files percentage and other stuff that is irrelevant for this moment. So we'll be back.
Hi y'all. Okay, so we're back now and I am doing more settings. So, United States. Yes. US. Yes. Okay.
We can skip. We don't need to add a
We
layout.
don't need that. Oh, that's right. We don't have it connected to the internet. So I can skip that for now, correct?
Yep, you can skip that for now.
Okay.
Skipping that also makes it so you don't have to sign into Windows.
Okay, cool. Then we'll do that. What says that?
Okay, folks, just a moment. She's going to type in her name. Okay, she went ahead and typed in her username and her super secret password.
Yes, super secret. Sorry, y'all, you don't get my password.
I'll give you a hint, though. It's
Okay,
not password 1.
Definitely not. Can I click no for all of
Yes.
Cortana?
Cortana, we can just turn that,
She
say no.
annoys the heck out of me.
No Cortana.
Really does.
And disable all of this stuff here. We don't need location or all the other junk. Diagnostics, just they can all be disabled. All the privacy settings were disabled at all. Yes, except.
Are we recording now or are we on?
Hi.
Hello. Getting everything ready for us. It's because they have the new one that talks to you while it's doing it.
Yes. So at this point, people now.
Yep.
Yeah, we just have to wait for it to go through this point, and then it'll be
takes,
at
like a few minutes.
yeah. So then it'll be at the beginning of Windows, and so we're gonna probably stop this here because this is long enough.
Yeah, it takes several minutes.
And then LanousDs will be back with part 2, where she is actually configuring things like setting settings and control panel.
Yeah.
And installing and setting up VNC and those little fun things. So
VNC, which is real fun.
say goodbye.
Bye, y'all. Have fun gaming.